Good evening. Sorry, should have got some water, but I forgot. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to pull this over and I'm going to start with the announcements and get those out of the way. It also gives people just a little time to get here. Okay. Get this over here. Today is September the 9th, 2021. Um, I got this bright light here, so I want to see how it works. If I can bear with it, I'll bear with it. But if not, I'll take it down. But I'm gonna have to squint, I think. Um, but today is September the 9th. The announcements are that I'm going to turn that off. Maybe the side or something. I have two Facebook pages, but I am also on Facebook jail right now, so won't be able to get onto those channels just yet. I think I have 16 or 17 more days, something like that. But um, when we do stream live, will also be streaming. I think I'm crooked here. Yeah. That will be streaming to the Facebook page also. And the main one that I'll be sharing to is Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, in parentheses, antlers and surrounding areas. The other one is Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, and Son Center and Database. Those are both on Facebook. The next announcement is the museum is still scheduled to open. I haven't gotten word from the museum yet, but the name of that is Chute Ranch Project, a Bigfoot experience. And Chute is CHUY or CHUHTAY. Chute. I couldn't ranch or, but that's in Tallahena, Oklahoma, and they're scheduled to open any day now. That's at 200 2nd Street. And if you've ever been in Tallahena, once you get to the very center of Tallahena, there's one road that says 271 that goes out. They are the second building on the right. When you're ever in those areas, check it out. There's a lot of Bigfoot evidence in there if that's what you need. But there's also, I'm sure, pictures, and we're gonna be trying to get some video and pictures up in there ourselves. And we just had an outing this weekend, I believe, and it wasn't a Bigfoot expedition or anything like that. It was for a ceremony, but we were in territories or areas where Bigfoot are, and we did see, I believe, around 21 Bigfoot. And that was in a small area. That's not a big area. That was in a small area. Um, but we had that ceremony, and we returned with pictures from what we was doing and where we had to go, and we also had thermals and night vision, and we brought back a lot of information and knowledge about this one area alone, um, and that they're gonna have to be really careful around there. Okay, next thing is we're waiting on word for the next camp. We're just working on. Oh, it's a glare. That's one. We're just looking for, or waiting for the location and how much it's going to cost to use this campground as a base camp, because, like we said, we don't. Wherever we're going to camp or observe, that's not where we camp. That's not where we eat. That's not where we get our gear ready. I mean, we get our gear ready at the base camp, and then we go to our next camp. We usually do that right before dusk, or try to get there right afterwards. Um, so here in the, oh, So Faith Walker is also on call when she comes in for the next camp. And that's going to be on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this one. And I think there's a weekend one coming up. I got a message that they would call tomorrow for sure. Um, and if I'm ever late, you know, I got 10 minutes. And if I don't get here in those 10 minutes, then that's we're out doing something, or um, I just don't want anybody to wait around, because if I'm more than 10 minutes, then I'm more than likely not going to be here, and I don't want anybody to wait 10 minutes for me. But I also do suggest that people be here on time, like especially some of the regular people who are getting all this, because in those 10 minutes we do share a lot of things. Speaking of which, I've got to give me 1 second. I will be right back. I just got to grab. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some. Here's some. Okay. Also, um, tonight we're finishing up the Fibonacci sequence, Mind and Dreams. So this is a part of what we've been working on. If this is a first-time viewer, or if you just need a refresher real fast, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all this, and also, we're telling people to always record these or burn them on DVDs or something, because even the live streams, I think they after 10 days they delete them on live streams. So you can have all this information and give it to your family, your kids, friends. Um, Let them know where all this stuff comes from and help them. But if after 10 days it's gone, or like now, I got to put something new on. Um, and I only have these small boards, but just take me a second. I just want to write the last part I want to share with the Fibonacci sequence. Okay. This is to finish up the Fibonacci sequence. I'm not sure who's out here or who has been keeping up. So this is going from right to left. I'm gonna try to get somebody at the very end. I'll show this every now and then, but at the very end, I'm gonna ask who who knows what this is right now. Actually, right now, if anybody knows what this is right now, um, but this is also the last part of Fibonacci sequence, and you know this. You know this. Put your numbers together. Uh, but you know this, or you will know it. But I know you know it. I know you know it. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. I wish I had somewhere I could put this up, like people could see it. That might knock it off. I don't know, but anyway. Okay, so this is the Fibonacci sequence that we're finishing up tonight. I know you know the answers, and once I show these to you, you'll know what they are, and just go back to the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence. Look at these symbols. Put them together. Know that. If you were with us with the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence, you should know what we're making, what we're doing, and we're showing you how to use the Fibonacci sequence and how everything works together. This also goes with healing, so I'll explain all that also in just a little bit. So we're also talking about mind and dreams tonight, but also the energy body, the mind, body, self, and the third eye. Um, Now everybody's heard about the third eye. Everybody, there's the pyramid with the eye. The emblem. I can't. Let's see right here. The emblem right here is the pyramid with the eye. That's the third eye. That's the pyramid with the eye. And this right here also has to do with that third eye. In our stickball games, that's called the Toa. But there's other names for it. If you're Choctaw, it has different names. But Toa means exactly what it's supposed to be. Yes, Ladybug. There was a couple. I would say there was maybe 4 or 5 days of real bad glitching, and that was with Prism at first, and then we went to this one to StreamYard, and then StreamYard started glitching up, and but I think it's worked out now. So yeah, there are a couple that were glitchy, but um, a lot of them I redid, um, or I reloaded, I guess you would say. Cliff is in the room. Hello, Cliff. And now for the warrior training, we're talking about the mind, we're talking about the body, the self, the third eye, Fibonacci sequence, healing, uh, the energy body. All this is going to work together. So I put this together a little while ago. I was thinking about it, and then I was thinking about how far we're going to go today, because this is going to take a little while, but um, we'll get as much done. We'll go as far as we can each day. Luckily, we have a day each day that we can do this. Now, we're talking about warrior training. Um, One of the first things about warrior training is you have to forget who you are. Um, you got to forget who you think you are, who everybody else thinks you are. Uh, you have a purpose for being here. You're not named a certain reason. Even though your parents did you give you a name, that's you originally don't have a name. We don't have names, but we communicate. Just like you can communicate with your spouse or somebody like that. You don't have to say names, but that's the way it was intended. But we've been taught a different way now. So this is also to lose, part of that self, um, what you built up that you think that you are, or who people have taught you who you are. That's the self. That whenever we're talking about the mind, the self, the energy body, the body, and how they're together. But the self is the one that we're going to have to get to step aside for a minute, and we will get to that. Now, a warrior is not over another warrior, and we explain that whenever we say, but knowledge is the knowledge that each warrior receives that makes him more or less than the other warrior. I guess that's a easier way to say it. Um, let's see. That other becomes less by knowledge and will stay as a normal person or like a pre-programmed person. So it's the knowledge that you receive, what you accept, what you attain is what will make you more or less than the other. You have the same attributes as everybody else, so it's what you accept, what you put into your body is what makes you better or less. So tonight, separate the mind from the self. This is what we're doing, mind training. We're going to separate the mind from the self. Now, the self is the one that's saying, who's the self? Who's he talking about? So, yourself is what everything that you know right now. That's the self. Everything you was taught from a child, everything you was taught from a baby, that is the self. That is who we. If somebody calls us a doctor, we're a doctor. If somebody calls us a car salesman, we're a car salesman. If someone calls us a teacher, we're a teacher. And we kind of form into that. That's the self. We got to separate the self tonight. Separate the self. And tonight, separate the self or separate the mind from the self to accept the truth and knowledge, but close immediately at the ending to protect all. So, right now, open and separate the self. Just have yourself step to the side, focus on what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, and when it's over, when we're done, close all that back up before you talk to anybody, before you turn around, before you glance at something else. Close all that off and say, I'm storing that. That's mine. That's my personal power. That's my knowledge. It's not everybody else's. Don't worry about whoever's in the back room. Don't worry about who's watching TV. They should be right here with you. So don't worry about that. You have to store this so that you can be truth. Because if you only hear bits and pieces, you're not hearing everything. I mean, you're not listening to everything. So when we're done here, close it off before you talk to anybody. If somebody comes in the room and tries to disrupt you, put your hand up, or something. Block everything out. You are using the technique right now. Block everything out and get what you can right now. So Tonight it's the spiritual body, the energy body, the mind, the body, and the self. The self is taught to be you. When we do not find the knowledge we need, we can be programmed. We can be pre-programmed to cause a prison of the mind here on earth. Not It's not by your doing, but by a predator race which needs people to be uneducated. People can feed off of each other. People can feed off of traffic tickets. Um, but here's the question before we get started is, and there's Cliff Ladybug is here. I don't know if y'all have been with the channel real long. I believe Cliff has been. But what is the difference between hearing and listening? That's a question, and I always ask these questions from time to time, or I'll have a test day just to see who's paying attention and who's uh, keeping up with the knowledge, because a lot of people is asked to go out on like if we go out Bigfoot expeditions and things like that. But like I was talking with the team, Malcolm and Damon and Josh, that we can't just take anybody out there. I mean, because they don't know what we know. They'll make noise. They'll talk. They may get upset. They may want to go home. They may think we're tracking too long. It's too hot. Things like that. So um, that's why I ask these questions. I want to see, and I have been noticing that there are certain people who have been hitting these answers perfectly and right, and those are the ones that we've been actually talking to. But what is the difference between hearing and listening? Okay, the next thing is now people who do not know. Cliff says listening is having your ears open, but hearing is absorbing the information entirely. I'll give everybody just a second, and I'll come back to that. People who do not know the truth, which is if you do not know it's a lie, people will live that lie. They'll defend that lie, or they'll try to hide or destroy the truth. But the truth can never be destroyed because it's forever. And that has a lot of meaning, and we will touch on that a little bit later. As this is warrior training, by training the self with truth, this is training the mind, the body, and the reasoning. We want new reasoning. We don't want reasoning changing our minds from something vicious and ferocious into something like Harry and the Hendersons. So we are retraining our minds. We are retraining even our reasoning. We're even training our body. So again, if all the truth is not told, it's a lie. Because another cannot be a truth walker without knowing all the knowledge. So watching from time to time or missing here and there or late, you're only hearing or you're always having to catch up. And that's with a lot of the new viewers. We ask you to go back and watch some segments, as many as you can, because we've done more than 10. And that means that if they only hold 10, then you're missing a lot every day. So if you're a new viewer, or if you know anybody who is going to be a new viewer, ask them to go watch as many as they can and try to catch up as much as possible, because we do move forward. Like today, we are moving more forward, and we're finishing up the Fibonacci sequence. And like I said, if you hit and miss and don't come every day, you won't know what we're talking about as far as the Fibonacci sequence. So if you can make it here at 9:30, and if I can make it here at 9:30, the only times I won't be able to is if we're out in the field or something came up or something emergency happened. But other than that, I should be able to make the 9:30 every night. Um, Also, do things now. Finish things now. Complete things now, not later. Um, don't procrastinate. Don't multitask. Finish one project, go to the next. Finish that project, go to the next. You're also training your body by doing this. We're training the mind, we're training the body, we're training our energy body, we're training our self. Um, so finish everything today. Don't start something else until you finish that. Turn around and go back and finish it. Finish that. Then move on. Or you're going to have projects all over the place. And that's scattered thinking when you do that. That's a program. That's scattered thinking for people to do that. People can multitask like crazy, but they can't finish a project. I mean, they'll have projects all over the house, all over the office, all over outside in the yard, car projects, wood projects, cement projects, things like that. So finish everything now. Do everything now. No regrets. If you do everything now, say what you need to say right now, there are no regrets. But as soon as you don't do something like that, I guarantee you'll turn around 10 minutes later, I should have done that. And that's a regret. Warriors cannot have regrets. When we go on the field, we cannot have regrets. Um, Joe Stewart says, I will go back to catch up. There are many live streams, so how do we know which ones have the lessons? Joe, every one of them has something. Everyone's got some importance. Um, but I know we've been oh I wish we had a DVD or even like a conference or something where we could just talk and 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 talk. But just go back and get as many as you can because I know that there's probably already at least 6 that's been deleted already because of the 10-day stream. Um, but stay with us. Stay with us until you can catch up, and you can always ask questions on the chat because there are people who have been here every night and they can answer those questions for you. There was, I think, MSA the other day. She was explaining the Fibonacci sequence, and that was something just reading her comments. And Malcolm, he was talking about the Fibonacci sequence the other day too, and like I was saying, we have all we're all being retrained and having new words, things like that. But once you learn all this, there's nothing that can get past you, and you'll know everything. Um, Ladybug says it would make it easier to find the ones we need to watch if you would put descriptive titles on them also. Okay. There's like tonight. I got this one where it says down here at the bottom. It says dreams. That's why I've been kind of putting them back there. But I haven't done it most of the times. But I have put the dates on them, so you might be able to find them that way too. Just put them in order. I would look for the dates, and that's the best we could do for right now because they've been deleting, past that 10 mark. So just go back and get as many as you can. We do have test questions periodically, and if we don't understand the answers or know the answers, then we will explain that and remind everybody where we can find that. Ladybug says, I'm trying to catch up. For instance, I slept almost the whole day Sunday. Hmm. Catch up on sleep or I don't know. And and Joe says, yes. Could you title a live stream such as Fibonacci sequence episode 1? Oh, okay. I'll see if I can go back. I don't know if they'll let me go back and reword everything, but I'll look into that. And Rock says having all the information is a good goal, but having even a little can save your life. Yes, yes, it can, but I'd rather you not be in those situations, for that. Before we get to that part. Okay, hearing and listening. I asked the question, what is the difference between hearing and listening? Um, Hearing equals a lie. Listening is truth. Uh, whenever you're, whenever we're talking about all this, uh, how to do certain things or what the Fibonacci sequence is, and if anybody got here late, uh, we're having a test here in just a second. Uh, this is what the test is over. It's the ending of the Fibonacci sequence. So those are the symbols for what we're about to go over to finish that part of the Fibonacci sequence. But I do think on one of the streams, one or two back, it has the Fibonacci sequence on the heading. I'm not absolutely sure though, but I believe we do have that. Ladybug said, I was glad I re-listened to the video yesterday or today. I missed something important. Maybe you'll share that with us, Ladybug. What you missed that was important. So also warrior training is knowing that voice, that talks to you is programmed. It's programmed with the teachings of people and predators. Being pre-programmed, which the word pre-program means easy to use. But all the way ever since we've been here, we've been taught wrong, and we've been sharing knowledge about that, especially like how to read these hieroglyphs and things like that. And we will be going over more of those too. But today we're talking about the mind. We're finishing up the Fibonacci sequence and warrior training. This is all warrior training. And these are things that we would be going over in that tracker school camp, but it'd be more like a casual kind of atmosphere. Kind of like right now, if everyone was here, we'd be sitting around the room just talking. I wouldn't have this desk here. We'd just be talking about all this stuff. Warrior training, what we have to do, what we have to know. And we have to know everything to be an effective warrior. The program mind will talk you into or out of normal situations, while as the energy body will guide the physical body and protect you by feelings. Shivers, goose pimples, catches air, a glimpse, a movement, a feeling. Our bodies are made up of all feelings. So this is our natural offensive and defensive attributes. We have those abilities to talk to each other, and I know you had, because people always said, I was just thinking that, or I just thought about you, or something like that. So I know we've already had it. We've just been taught that we can't do this stuff anymore. But our bodies, when we get that, chill on the back of our neck, or goose pimples on our arm, or a shiver, or if our body catches cold air, or we catch a glimpse in the eye or movement, those are warrior attributes that you have to heighten. Let your body feel what's out there. Close your eyes. Don't let your eyes fool you. Close your eyes. Let your body feel. Listen. Let your body listen. And we're made up of feelings of everything. Energy goes through us all the time. Worlds go through us. So all that energy that's going through us all the time, it can be used against us, or we can use it by, if we're getting harmed by rays, we can block those rays out. G5, all that. Let your body know to block that out. You may still be around it, but tell your body to block it out. remember the technique that we talked about stopping everything. That was to get you into a protective state, a spiritual protective state, an energy body protecting the physical body state that's protecting the mind. Um, your energy body will do that so that the mind is not entered. um, Joe Stewart says, I believe our governments and the education system has tried to do everything to dumb the majority of the population down. They don't want us to have knowledge. They want us to blindly follow. Yes, you are correct, Joe. It's been in the works for a long time. And Ladybug says, I'm now sure I have Bigfoot watching me now because of the noises they're making, owl, cricket, and clicking. When I turn around, it stops. When I look back, yes, Ladybug, that's exactly. And I'm glad you watched that yesterday because we did talk about that yesterday. They will lull you. They will make you feel at home. They will make you think that, there's even coyotes off in the background somewhere. That cricket is right behind your house somewhere. It's not where you can see it. That owl is just off in the distance, just enough. But yes, Ladybug, you have Bigfoot. You have a couple of Bigfoots because they're not alone. They hunt in groups, and if you notice your wildlife too, it's dissipated. There won't even be snakes around there. So I would let some neighbors know what's going on. They thrive on individuality. They want you alone. They want your livestock alone. One cow will disappear. One, all the older deer, the bucks, the big does, they'll disappear. All you're going to see is yearlings. You're going to see young squirrels, things like that. You're not going to see the mature, strong male adults who knows the path, around this mountain or that way, or the doe, she knows the path. The yearlings don't know that. The yearlings, you're going to see a lot of yearlings because they can be herded around now. So when you're hunting, they're going to push a yearling out to you. They're going to push something young out to you because they've already eaten the adults. But they've also eaten all the predators, even the vipers. So be careful around there. Yes, Ladybug, yes. They're very close. They get as close as they can get to you. And like I was saying, and you know that they turn translucent. They'll be right. They'll even touch you if they can. Just I would get some neighbors together and have some talks. Ask them what their kind of wildlife is happening. What have they had disturbances? How's their wildlife? But when you got these things in your area, and if you don't have a household of 15 people at least, all armed, you need to contact some neighbors. Just be curious and let them know you got things going on over here. That's not normal. So stopping the technique of stopping everything by shutting everything out and stopping the talks is shutting out a liar who would tell you by entering the reasoning of your mind. So yourself will talk you out of things or make you not do what you need to do right now so that you have that regret. Yourself, not your energy body, not your mind, and not your physical body, but the self, which is who you think you are, who we think we are. That's the self. Like I would say, oh, I'm Indian, I'm physical, I'm this, I'm that. But when you realize that, even with a microscope and you look through everything, there's nothing there, But you know that you are creation. We are creation, but we're supposed to be doing things differently. We're supposed to know all this stuff. Remember, Bigfoots can enter into your dreams through the mind, to the self, to the energy body world to feed on you or other energy predators. So don't dream unless you have to dream. And we were, asking people to stop dreaming, to know when you're about to go to a dream to pull yourself back or to wake up. Don't dream unless you have to dream. Dream for if you need a medicine or if you're got a sickness, you know, go in there and find that sickness. Just program yourself with the intent to find the answer for your sickness. But like we were saying, we've been teaching healing also. So if you got sicknesses, use these, get your minerals, get your plants, and you will get healed this way too. It's not like we just put something together. I mean, we've put everything together. Um, so don't dream unless you have to. Um, Dreams are real worlds, and you can bring things back, or they can cling on to you to hear doors that we are not taught of for this reason. Um, Rock Houndabout says, very true. I had saw the place where I had encountered the Bigfoot in a dream, a place I had never heard of or would have any reason to go to. Then a family member got a job there and I went. Yep. Ladybug says, yes, I need to contact you about the minerals, etc. Yes, send me email. I'll send you a healing booklet. Oop. I believe I labeled that um, live stream under ancient healings. Um, Rockhound says that sounds like BS, but Jerry is correct. Uh, Somebody, could y'all mind giving me 5 minutes? Somebody pulled up, and normally I don't have people pull up. So give me 5 minutes. I just need to see what's going on. Thank you. Be right back. Actually, uh, maybe we could get Malcolm in here. Well, I'm not sure. Well, let me finish what we're doing, and then I'll get Malcolm on here. But give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I got to find out what's going on. Well, sorry about that. A friend stopped by to see what I was doing, and I said, "Oh man, I'm right in the middle of a midstream, and I mean a live stream." And but let me catch up right here real fast. It says, Rock says, it's hard for people to believe that would be possible. Oh, I think I missed some. Rock says that sounds like BS, but Jerry is correct. Thank you, Rock. Rock also says, just remember our brains are quantum, so the energy that waves that emanate are all interconnected with the spirit world. Yes. Yeah. So they can exploit for sure. Yes. Once they make contact. Joe says, I am in Australia. I wonder if our Yowie do the same thing. Yes, Joe. They all have been doing and practicing this for millions of years, so they know what they're doing too. Um, the universe says rocks 100%. Yep. Um, there was my email for Ladybug to get a health booklet. Just send me an email, Ladybug, and I'll send that right to you. Rock says it's hard for people to believe that would be possible. Yes, Rock is all I meant. Yes. Universe says every time I had an encounter with a being not accepted to be real was when I was focusing in on them or the subject. Ah. And Stewart, yes, like the Yeti, they are a offshoot subspecies. Mm. Rock says, I have a fair bit of experience with the dream state, but I'm here to learn some things I might not have been aware of. Yeah, and we'll get to all those in just a minute, too. Joe Stewart says, our Aboriginal people are not very forthcoming when it comes to sharing knowledge with white people. They don't trust us at all. Universe says, understandably so. Universe says, brought them to the edge of cultural and racial destruction. And look who just showed up. What time is it? It's 10:21. Faith Walker just showed up. What? She says, "Sorry, I'm late. I had to give a kid a ride." Okay, okay. And Kathy, there's Kathy. She says, "Hi everyone," and Jerry, special teacher. Faith says, "Here, so sorry I'm late. Had to give a daughter a ride home from work." Yes, same. Okay, so since you two are already here, also. This is the test question. This is the ending of the Fibonacci sequence. Um, I'm giving this one up first, and then I'll give you the answer. But if anybody who knows what these symbols are, they're the end of the Fibonacci sequence. Let me know, and here in just a minute, I'll give you those answers if we need them. Um, yeah, Rock says, don't forget the thumbs up. Where was we now? Let's see. Okay, so we're actually at that point. So this is the ending of the Fibonacci sequence. Yeah, I do better than that. Okay, what are these symbols of? They're all basically the same symbol. They're just different variations of the symbol. What is this a symbol of? They're all the same ones. They're not different ones. They all mean the same thing. These are the symbols for the sun. Okay. Okay, so what is this a symbol of? Remember, it's a Fibonacci sequence, symbols. What is this a symbol? What does this symbol mean? Yes, faith walker is also for a standing erect person. But it's the combination of 5 elements of life, also including male and female, sun and moon, earth, standing erect. So now, what is that number? What is that number in the Fibonacci sequence? Should be pretty easy. Yeah. So now, before that, we had the number, but we said 3 plus 4, but it's 34 plus 55 equals 9, 8. Remember, they're all 5 plus 5, but the number is 55. That's 5 man energies and 5 female energies together. Yep, Damon, all right. Ladybug, great. Kathy, great. Rock, great. Or 5. All right, 55. There we go. So now we're at the next one of the Fibonacci sequence, which is we got to the number. I mean, you'll see the number 89, but it's actually 8 plus 9. Because remember, this is creation of male, female, of the sun and the baby, Earth. So now, this is actually 8 plus 9, but this is actually 8 plus 1 to make a 9. Because remember, the woman or the moon, oh, maybe I can get that bigger. The moon is a plus 1. So now we got sun and moon energy plus 1, which that plus 1 is earth or the heart. Because earth and the heart move together. So this is 8 right here. This is another 8. Now we need the plus 1, which is another 8. So that gives us 1, 2, 3. So that's also the flower of life, also with this. Now, hopefully we can get a good look at this. But this is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. We're getting the sun energy, the moon's energy, and the baby's energy. So whenever we have, oh, let me finish that. Sorry. So now we have this number. Which was the same as the drawing over there. And this is also the flower of life that's in here. If you ever hear that. Now we have 89 or we have 55. No, yeah, 50. No, yeah. 55 plus 89, or the next one. Actually, I gave you the answer. Sorry. But this number is 144. Now, to see 144, you have to know you have to do the 1 and then the first 4 and then the mirror 4, because this is a doorway. These are doorways. These are portals. 144 is when the baby arrives at the portal. Also, super babies. We used to have light 24 hours a day. If you remember the story, The Legend of Time, when we had sunlight, total day, perfect weather, everything perfect. Before the deceiver, before the attack, before darkness, before the legend of time. This is what we were to have for both sides of the male and the female. 12 months is perfect for an earth being. 9 months now is a baby being rushed. That's why women have more complications, pains, and things like that, because they're being rushed now to get these babies into 9 months. But with the legend of time, that changed. Now we must get the minerals. Water, air, and plants from Earth's umbilical cord, which are the plants, minerals, water, and air. Not animals. Animals are a secondary protein. We do still need those fatty amino acids, but that's why in the booklet we tell you to get hemp seeds. Eat hemp seeds. They do produce those, so you will not get a protein deficiency. This is what a vegetarian lacks, or people who try to be vegetarians, they'll always get a protein deficiency. It's only because they don't know which other plant to use. But there's also a couple listed here. There's moringa. There's the hemp powder. You can get other proteins, the beans. There's other plants that have that protein that you can use instead of eating animals, and that's where we're all heading at all together. I don't eat meat a lot, but when I do, I try to limit myself. I'll eat more vegetables than anything. I drink water all the time. Um, but those are things that to get spiritual power, to gain more of it, and to keep it, you have to know that you're getting it. You have to know to store it inside you. Don't give it to anybody else. You can share information and knowledge with them, but don't give like your energy to them. You're going to need it. You're storing power right now as a warrior. Um, the hemp seed hearts in your healing booklets tell you this, and to keep planting for more nourishment. So keep planting hemp seeds or hemp plants and get all the seeds you can, store them, dry them, and that will keep you healthy also, especially if you don't have meat, especially like when Bigfoot's around, they wipe everything out. If you're having to live off the land or off grid, grow you hemp and get those seeds. Okay. Now here at each solstice and each um, equinox, there is a 144. There is a gate, a door at each corner. And when you look on the map of the universe, you'll see that every corner has a door. Every one of these solstices, so every one of these Aztec sunstones, the Ojibwe sky map, um, Egyptian Dinger Zodiac, they all have gates. They all have doors. This is the 144 of the Fibonacci sequence. It's also called the Gate of God. It's also called the Gate of God here in the winter solstice. It's also a gate here. See a gate here, a gate there, and a gate there. And we went over those gates with Apri, April, Libra backwards is Abril, which is still open. The summer solstice is the crab or the bark with the O with the sun. That's bark O. That's a boat, and boats going to portals. And Capricorn is the Apri in the middle. Kathy says, I'm a trained home birth midwife. How about birth portals? That's a birth portal. Those are birth portals. They're entry and exits. Sun, moon, male, female. The male is, I guess you may not have watched a couple of segments, but I hate going over everything that we've already went over. Ladybug says, I was sure that 9 months was too long when I was pregnant. Yeah, I knew that. I knew I'd probably get a comment like that. But that was also, we had a longer, there was no night time. There was no massive growth as far as the quickness of it. Because like when you take light from a plant, it'll go into its next stage. The next stage, whenever the baby needs all this stage to complete, we've had it pushed up because we are losing light. Kathy says the best source of omega-3s is hemp hearts. Yes, it is a multi beneficial. And Damon says pre-birth, not full birth. I'm not sure what you mean, but if you watch that healing section, and if you do have a healing booklet, there is a chart in there for pre-birth and how to use it, and also if you're not completely full term, like maybe 8.5 months. You can read the chart just like that. And if you haven't got that booklet, Damon, I can also send that to you. Um, so here's the 144, and you'll find these at every corner of any ancient hieroglyph. Here is the 144, also called the Gate of God. That is the winter solstice. The one that's pointed down is called the winter solstice. Um, on this chart, which shows minerals and how we are naturally three minerals deficient, and that's how we can naturally get sick. Um, during a winter solstice or birthing after 9 months. The summer solstice is for souls to enter. But remember, these are all portals. But here in the summer solstice, it's called the Gate of Souls. And the summer solstice is for souls to enter for the third eye. Now, when people talk about the third eye, you have to realize that's you. Okay, here we got 55. Now, the way this would be written would be and then so the baby is always the plus one. When you got the number two, that's also 1+1. Really, that's at the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence. So the third eye is you. This is the male. This is the sun. This is the woman, the moon. The third eye is us. We're supposed to be able to control our energy bodies, and that's what we're getting to. Energy bodies and dreams and how to use them. The number 55 is half man, half woman plus one, which is 88 or two energy flows, which is this would be 88 sideways, but this is two energy flows. This is sun's energy, this is the moon's energy. So that 89 is 88 plus one. We just got to know how to read it. And the plus one is the energy for the earth or energy for the earth being, the baby being. Earth is not a planet. Earth is not flat. Earth is not round. Earth is a spiritual cosmic baby being. We're on a baby. We are a dream of a baby being. Which is 88 or two energy flows, which is the two flows. The 88 is the sun and moon's energy, and the third is the earth's own energy, which has both energies to create another being. So this flower of life is 88 plus 1. And that plus 1 is the number 89 in your Fibonacci sequence. And then the 144 is the birth. The baby's completed. Now the baby's got its own energy, but it's mixed with the mother and father pushed together. The third eye, the baby, which is us, the real us. And we're retraining that tonight. We're retraining ourselves tonight to be us. Um, hmm. So the predator has to steal this to form better predators, to get close to man as possible to eat. So the predators feed off of man and energies. And that's why we're teaching how to protect your energies, how your energy body protects you, how you can use all the attributes of everything because we are made up of everything. So we can feel what they would call danger. We could feel anything. We are made up of feelings. Let's see what time is it. 10. Not bad. Rock says, flowers are special then for sure. Flower of life, etc. Right? We have more than we know there. Yes, everything in this entire world we are a part of. um, and we're not supposed to eat animals. That came from the legend of time. That came from the catastrophe. Before that, we didn't eat animals. We breathe everything. We touched something. That was our nourishment. We had to adapt to death, really. Um, when we got turned over, um, the animals that survived in this area, not the ones that's, if you look, we don't have the same animals as Europeans or Africa or Japan. We don't have the same animals. Even though now a lot of them are mixed now because they've been mixing with them. But before, we didn't even have predators over here. There were, and if you look at Africa and all from that whole area, there it's all predator life forms. You got the deadliest snakes in the world. You got the deadliest cats in the world. Deadliest everything over there is deadly, and that was the separation. But everything's been mixed now. Um, Universe says we are beings of light energy. We are energy beings of light, yes, but um, we're more. I guess you would say it's not. We have the sun, the moon. That combination alone makes us separate from everything, and the power that we have. We a lot of people don't understand the powers that we have, and that's also why we're getting into the mind to teach people how to uh, go places in their dreams if they need to, or to protect themselves if they need to. Um, Also, if you need to sleep, if you have problems going to sleep, close your eyes and you'll see like yellow and black. Find one little black dot and go into it, but don't dream. You can go into it and you'll go right to sleep, but don't dream in there. And when you're done, just come back out. So we have learned the Fibonacci sequence. We have learned how this pertains to healing. Uh, we have learned more of warrior ways, and we're going to do some more tomorrow. I want to get to work on a couple things. I still haven't got that film finished. I've been trying to get it, but it's like one thing. I had to go into town. I had to. And I don't live far, but I don't have a car, so I had to. When I caught a ride, it was time to go, and so I did that today. And there was just I rearranged a whole bunch of things. I changed this whole room. I got out of that other corner and just kind of shifted it around. It just kind of gave more room in here. And so I was just on a kind of like a cleaning thing today. And then I was like, oh, I got to get back. I got to, get all this done. But it didn't take me long. Like whenever friends are here or something and I tell them what I'm doing, I always tell them it only takes me about 15 minutes to get everything together because I already know what I'm going to say. But it's just getting it in an order for everyone. That's what we're doing. We're starting from the beginning, moving all the way up to where whenever people talk about Bigfoot or ask you about Bigfoot, you know everything about it. And so with this many experts out there, when you're going to hear that, there's no such thing as an expert, but you'll be one of them. And it's funny just to hear that whenever you know everything about it, and you've encountered, you've got pictures of video. I mean that part right there, that's not knowledge. That's not the proof. I mean, that's the proof of knowledge, I guess you would say. Um, but that's not knowledge. Pictures and uh, videos and footprints. That's not knowledge. Knowledge is knowing it before you see it, and then that's knowing that it's there. But I want to go ahead and close tonight. I got a few more things I got to do. I've been working on them all day, and I still got a couple more things to do. I was going to get Malcolm on here, Damon, but I just kind of feel like I ran short of time, and I wanted to cover exactly what we was going to go over tonight. We finished the Fibonacci sequence. That was great. I'm glad we did that. We will do a recap. I will go over all the numbers. We can do that tomorrow. I'll wipe all this off. I like how I wish I could get I don't know, a big wall where you could just write down all these numbers, equations, and everything, and so you show people how they're used and what they mean and what these other symbols mean. You can't have conversations like this with normal people. It's like people here in the group or on the team, we can have conversations like that. But even Malcolm was talking about the Fibonacci sequence the other day. But we can't have conversations like this with normal people. Normal people won't know what we're talking about. When you say 88 plus 1, that's how you get 89. But you got to understand 89 is 8 plus 9. And people would be like, what are you talking about? You know? Ladybug says, do you have a place on the internet to look at your books and anything else you have to sell? I do have some books that I do sell, but I can't put them on paper. I could do it PDF wise, but and also it's on another computer, so it would take me at least a day or two to track that down. But yeah, I've written 5 books. And they're all for sale. And if you do get them, I would recommend you start with book 1 because it is in sequence like what we're doing now. But I did leave my email on here, and I don't know if you've got it or not, but let me know. And actually, those funds from that would help us and help the team with gas, food, and places to stay. Universe says sell them on Kindle. These books are illegal. Just like everything we're talking about right now, it's all illegal. We're not supposed to know this, and they won't get published. I've even had people tell me that even the tribe won't do it. But maybe I could send it to somebody and they could read it and then put it on. Oh, they're $40, Ladybug, and I was losing money every time I sent one out because it cost me more of that with the paper, the binding, and everything. So, but yeah, they're only $40. And I was asked to make them affordable from other friends from like Canada and Honduras and places like that. They wanted me to make them affordable, even though they knew what was in it. You know, they said the only way other people are going to get it is if you make it affordable, because they wouldn't be able to afford what it's worth. So I said, okay, well, I guess $40 will work. You know, at least, I mean, I could, but like me, I only have $40. So, Kathy says, who taught me these things? I'm pretty much self-taught. I had to figure a lot of things out myself, but I did a lot of world traveling. And I actually told mom, or I was talking to my mom, that I need to go out and find everything I need to know about this world. And so that kind of set me off from elder to elder, tata to tata, um, medicine man to medicine woman to ceremony to ceremony. I pretty much know almost all the tribes. I've been doing quite a bit of traveling, and all the way down to Bolivia. I mean, Bulgaria, Honduras. I got really good friends, but all the way down to like Bolivia. I have some friends there who have been trying to visit with me and always ask me to come down. But with these restrictions, I haven't gone anywhere. Um, hmm. Kathy says, good to know that we're not normal. Yes, that's good. And Universe said, who wants to be normal? Yeah. But well, I mean, rock. There's a couple frequencies, 408, 403. But you can also look up those frequencies on the YouTube and things like that. I love the 528. That's the heart frequency, 528 hertz. I listen to that all the time. And but I do recommend that when you listen to that heart frequency, um, it's don't make any phone calls and don't write any emails when you're listening to that heart frequency because you're going to end up writing almost a love poem, I guess. Because when that frequency, and that's what I mean, that these frequencies and vibrations go through us all the time, and so we have to use the right ones for us, and they are healing frequencies and frequencies that will even separate water from oil. So if they're flooding, the areas, with oil and everything, they want people to get out of there. Then they're going to separate it and get back to fresh. Um, be just be just know that we are feelings and we are affected by everything that surrounds us, even the 5G and things like that. Um, but I think we're going to close tonight because I want to get some more things for tomorrow because I don't want anybody to get tired on us. Tomorrow we're going to go over uh, how to use your energy body when it's forced awake, and also the dangers of that, which also has to do with coma patients and near death and things like that. We're going to get into how to use that energy body when that happens. Like I said, don't use it unless you have to use it, which is like a painful accident or something like that, but know how to use it. And I always tell people it's like learning how to swim before you get to the ocean. Already know what needs to be done, but don't use it unless you have to use it. There are dangers for using your energy body, but it is very powerful. And we're gonna ease into that. So I want at least another hour and a half with that, maybe 2 hours tomorrow night. But like I said, please, come back, at that 9:30 mark, get all this information, or pre-record it or something. Keep it, um, because like there were questions on here that we've already talked about. We've already went over in some of the past segments, and I don't know which ones those were right offhand because a lot of them has been deleted. So if you can make it back here, like me, 9:30 p.m. Central Time Zone, each night we will go over more, and you will learn more and gain more knowledge. You'll understand your energy bodies, not just your physical, not just the self. Uh, these are all gifts that we're supposed to all know. And like I tell people, I'm just helping you to remember. We're all this knowledge belongs to all of us, and I'm just helping you remember. But I'm taking you step by step. Like I said, I've seen some questions that I was like, we've already answered that one, and I kind of want to stop and do that, but that also takes away from this segment. Um, but they always, you will always get your answer. Just stay with us. And I always tell people, well, we're getting there, and now we're getting to birthing, Fibonacci, which nobody has deciphered in the world except for the people here with this channel. This is the only place you're going to find this. Only place you're going to find the answer. You can talk to anybody in the world about the Fibonacci sequence. You're the only ones who know. So, yes, everything is. I don't know if this was bent or maybe my screen was bent. But tomorrow night we're going to go over more of the dream world, how to use our energy body, how to use it if it's forced to be woken up, what is out there, what we can do to protect ourselves, and we got to know where to go when these things happen. I do want to thank everybody for tonight. I wanted to get Malcolm on here, but I hope he was able to listen to us. But I just wanted to finish up with this because it's very important that we know everything about ourselves so that when we move forward, we know what we're doing. We know where to go. We know how to use our energy bodies, and we know to use them so we protect each other. We protect the energy body, and the energy body protects us. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Joe says, thank you, Jerry. Good night. Good night, Joe, Universe, Malcolm, Rock. Cliff was in here. Oh, Cliff, I'm so sorry about that, Cliff. Please, everyone, give me 1 second. Cliff had a question, and I knew we was gonna. Okay. Oh, that was actually the question of. He said, listening is having your ears open, but hearing is absorbing the information entirely. That's kind of backwards because hearing is like if we're having like if I'm giving a presentation. Hearing is you looking at your phone from time to time, talking to somebody, or even thinking how this pertains to me, or I know this, or this reminds me of this. That's hearing. That's you're all in here. You're not listening. And listening, eyes forward, ears toned in. Your even your body is focused to receive that energy and what is being said. That's complete listening. That's where you gain either a stronger or a lesser warrior. When you sit there and you attain that, when you accept that into you as truth, when you can do that, that's listening. That's making you more than the next person because you're gaining all that knowledge. But if you're hearing, you're on your phone, you're thinking about something else, or I've got to, try to wrap this up because I have to go do this, or, if people are thinking that, oh, I've got food on, I got to eat in an hour, that's not listening. And whenever we've just went over something, that could have been the Fibonacci sequence, that could have been something about the mind or the dreams or how to use it or how to protect yourself. So whenever, and that's why I was wanting to ask, but whenever we do these talks and everything, it's for a reason. I want to share all this information with you. You're not going to get like information like this anywhere else. And so I do appreciate when people are here each night, so that when we progress, when we go further, or even when we go to the field for certain outings or something like that, or just to track, that whenever we all have the same knowledge, I really don't even have to talk anymore. Then we can just go and do what we need to do. And that's the kind of team I like, when we don't have to talk. We know what needs to be done. Or I mean, we will plan out before we go, but we don't have to talk. And like I think I was speaking with Malcolm the other day, and I was saying that yeah, when I used to hunt, which I don't anymore, but when I used to, I could sit for 4 or 5 hours just not say a word, and just pay attention to what's going on. Even if deer came by, it's just practicing, practicing, practicing. So I'm going to close tonight, and we're going to pick up again tomorrow. Um, let's see. Okay, but tonight, if people can, do not dream. Stop yourself from dreaming. Stop yourself from talking to yourself. Know that that self only knows what it has been taught. What you gained tonight, it didn't know. So it's going to conflict. It's going to wonder. It's going to question. It's going to question truth. It wants to know, okay, well, let's what's true, what's not true. It's going to try to work it out. Don't worry about the self. Close all this off as soon as we're done. Close it off, and tomorrow we'll open back up, and you'll gain more knowledge. And that self is also being taught right now because now it's getting that information that it didn't have before. So you're getting stronger. Your energy's getting stronger. If you're on your minerals and everything, your body's getting stronger. Your energy's building. You're becoming more powerful. You're gaining spiritual power and spiritual knowledge. Um, Say, Linda Gillespie, she says, good night. Hey, glad to hear from you. Kathy says, sorry, no glasses. What are they? Hmm, I don't know. But tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m., we will pick up where we left off tonight. That's energy bodies. Impact is what I call it whenever the energy body is forced out through an impact or an accident or something. Also, the dangers of of the dream world, but also in the spiritual world when an impact happens, and all the techniques and the ceremony that has to be done. If you have had this done before, there is a ceremony, and I'll also tell you about that tomorrow. And so we are gaining knowledge. We are growing together. We are sharing all the world's knowledges, and we still got lessons on the sunstones and the map of the universe. And like I said, we're just starting and we're going. This is a Bigfoot channel, but all this pertains to that. We have to know everything to know, exactly everything about the Bigfoot and everything else. And you will learn that here. So thank y'all. Have a great night, Malcolm. I apologize for not getting you on here tonight. I just wanted to finish up with that. I thought I was going to do that film and have Malcolm come on and explain a little bit more about it. And if I can get that tomorrow, if I can get this done by tomorrow evening, I will have Malcolm on again. And Joe says, is there a Choctaw word you can teach us for thank you and good night? Um, we would say, well, Yakoki is for thank you, of course, but now Twikili Achukma, and it's like tweak, like Tweek Eli, Twikili. Then Achukma is Achukma, Achukma, which means good, and Twikili is evening or nighttime. So we would say Twikili Achukma Yakoki. Uh, and then someone else who would acknowledge that would say Omi, which is OME. So if I was to say Twikili Achukma Yakoki, the other person would say Omi or Achukma, which is good. It's good. So we're learning Choctaw too. So so everybody have a great night. I will see y'all tomorrow night, and I will work on that film at during the day because I'm still got some things I got to do tonight. And Saturday I got plans to do a couple things also. I also got to finish that table out in front, but I need to get some sanding paper, and I think Monday is when I'm going to get that. So I will see y'all tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Central Time Zone, with everything that we talked about that we're going to go over. So everybody have a great night, and I will see you all soon again. I had fun again. I love sharing all this information. We're taking it step by step, but we're getting there, and we will get any question you have. We will get there. Thank you, Yakoki Twigili Achukma. We will see. Kathy says, "Oh me." All right, Kathy. I will see y'all tomorrow night. Thank you.